I'm either gonna break 240 or 240 is gonna break me.
Failure ain't an option, so I'd be cautious. I hope that you're watching. Don't try to stop this, work until I'm nauseous. Cause I will not quit, no, because I want this. Don't try to stop me, failure ain't an option, so I'd be cautious. I hope that you're watching. Don't try to stop this, work until I'm nauseous. Cause I will not quit, no, because I want this. Don't try to stop me now.
Alright everybody, week 8, familiar scene. I'm walking around aimlessly in my house with my shirt off after a run. You know the drill. You know how they have the term resting bitch face? Like people who just kind of look like they're always angry or kind of a little bit mad even when they're not. Like they're just normal face. Well, I feel like I have a running bitch face. Like I don't smile when I run. I always look serious and just determined and mad. And today's Friday. I don't know, Friday is like track workout day, it seems like. So last Friday, if you guys can recall from my last episode, I did a track workout where I did 6 by 1 mile repeats, 240 rest in between, mostly jogging, average 519, negative split, blah blah blah. So this time I wanted to do something similar with a little more structured rest. So this time I had a 400 meter jog rest, which ended up being about 210 on average, jogging, slow obviously, and then I was trying to do 6 again, but do them faster than 519, more like 515-ish. Went through the first one in 510, but my leg, I felt pretty good, but my legs were dead. Felt like cinder blocks, because 2 days ago I did 19.6 miles in a double. I did 11.6 in the morning, and then 8 in the afternoon, all of it at 7 flat pace. So my legs were toast today. I didn't think they'd be that tired, but they were. And I did the workout solo also. Have another race in Wyoming, which is the next race on my schedule, first week of June. But yeah, so I had to do these mile repeats on my own. First one 510, second one 513, then third one 514, and I felt myself slipping the pace, and it wasn't like I was too tired to run, you know, faster. It just, it took a lot of energy just to get my legs to move. It was painful, and I wanted to make sure I kept it quality, and I didn't know if I could even do a 4th one. And I was like, okay, I gotta do at least 4. Let's make this a good one. Went through the first 800, I think at like 238 maybe, so 516 pace. So I was on pace to run another slower mile again, and I was like, no, screw this. Look down at my shirt. It says certified weenie. It was an eating contest I did in Vegas that it was part of Man versus Food, but I failed. And this shirt reminds me not to be a weenie, like to man up. So I was like, look down at the shirt. Come on, Chris, don't be a weenie. And ran the last 800 in like 230 and gave it everything I had. I even closed my eyes at the end. Like, you know you run so hard sometimes where you just like close your eyes and you just pump your arms. You don't even know where you are. You're just, you know, just going, exerting the effort. And so I did a 508. So 510, 513, 514, 508. So averaging 511 with 210 rest of jogging, like pretty high quality. I just cut the workout there. So I did a little over 8 miles this morning, but at least it was 4 quality miles. So week 8 was a success. I did do 70 miles, which was my goal. I had to run 10 on Saturday, and then on Sunday, that's all I could do. Then on Sunday, I had to run 15.2 to hit 70. So I went out with the intention of going out. I went out 7.6 miles, so then I'd be forced to run back, and there'd be no way that I didn't do it. The problem was around mile 9 or 10, my legs were shutting down, didn't want to run anymore, and I'm still over 5 miles away from home. I can't walk. I mean, it's going to take forever, and like 2 hours, and I had no ride, no phone. So I had to tough it out, even though I was running 8-minute miles the last 5 miles. So I finished it, but I was really worried that I was going to do damage. So the next day, first day of week 9, Monday, I took the day off. Just hopefully, you know, I just want to tell my body, like, hey, I'm sorry that I punished you. Please don't rebel. Please be okay. Don't be injured. And then the next day, which is Tuesday, day 2, I had a plan of just running to loosen the legs up. But then the run club workout was 12 by 400 at 75 seconds with 90-second rest. It sounded pretty easy, so I figured I would try it and maybe run a little bit slower if I couldn't do it. I ended up doing fine. I averaged 72, ran negative split for the workout. My legs held up fine. My shins, on the other hand, that's a different story, but I was able to run pretty good. So I ended up getting 3 miles of 4:48 pace, which is basically like my repetition pace on the VDOT tables for my 2:37 marathon pace. So great. So that was promising. That was yesterday. Today's Wednesday. I did 8 miles, easy run with the run club. Very easy. So far on this training cycle, I've had 2 runs that were an hour 45 to 2 hours, like that range, because around an hour 45 is when I start getting hungry. So 2 runs where I pushed it just to that point, where I couldn't have really gone any farther. So I want to see doing another run like that, another like a 20 miler, a little slower, so it'll take a little over 2 hours, and test myself where this time I want to take a gel, maybe at mile 6, mile 13, and then mile 20, and see how I feel doing that. See what the difference is. You know, do I feel a lot fresher at mile 20? Do I still feel like crap? Like I just want to kind of compare. So, and also practice nutrition for the race, doing salt tabs, water of course, and then gels at regular intervals, and kind of compare and contrast how I feel for a run that long.
Should have known better.
This is why I keep you around, honey.
Yeah? Well, this is gonna be your plate, so love me forever.
So my heel back here, right there, very tight. I know that what I have is plantar fasciitis, definitely. This isn't the first time I've ever had it. It's the first time in this training cycle, but I've had it before. But usually, so it can manifest on either in the toes, the bottom of the heel, or the back of the heel. So usually when I get it, it's always the bottom of the heel, and I can run through it. It just feels like wherever I run, even on grass, it feels like concrete for that, you know, that 1 foot that's hurting. But I can run through it, and then after about a week, it just goes away on its own. So, and then my toe has been hurting for a while, but not enough to bother me. So I think it was kind of like telling me something, like, hey, you know, you're overdoing it a little bit. Because plantar fasciitis can be from poor form, wrong shoes, and it can also be from overtraining or just doing a little bit too much. So I think I've just been training really hard. So I'm gonna basically run on the treadmill for the next few days and see what happens. You know, I don't recommend running when you're injured, but I don't really listen to my body all the time. Today's Friday, the end of week 9, almost, and I'm planning to do 20 on Sunday. But today I did another speed workout. I did 10.5 miles total, but I did 2 by 3 miles at threshold pace. So threshold pace, again, VDOT tables, Jack Daniels, it's what you can do for an hour. So my half marathon PR is 5:36 pace. So for an hour, I probably could do about a 5:30, a little bit faster than that. So I ran 5:33 for my 3 mile repeats, and in between was 1 mile. I don't even want to say rest, because I didn't rest. You know me. I made it really hard. I did 1 mile at marathon pace. So I did 5:56 pace. So 3 miles at 5:33 pace, 1 mile kind of backing off to 5:56 pace, and then 3 more miles at 5:33 pace. So it was really hard. Yeah, so the reason I did that was to break up the workout, and also I wanted to make marathon pace seem easy, just psychologically. It's all about mental. So I'm like, oh, this is supposed to be easy. This is my easy pace. So then when I run marathon pace again, I'll try to think back to, oh yeah, that was my rest. You know, try to do anything you can to make marathon pace seem easy, in your head anyway. But it wasn't that easy, so I wasn't really recovered or anything. So the second repeat of 3 miles was really hard. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to quit. I just kept playing the same song on repeat in my headphones to get through it. But I'm drenched because, you know, I ran on the treadmill, like I said, because my injury right now, and I made sure that whenever I run on the treadmill, even though the treadmill can be a little bit easier than outside, especially when holding pace, because you don't have to worry about, you don't have to put any effort into holding your pace because the machine does it for you. You just got to keep up. One hard thing about the treadmill that makes it harder than outside, which sometimes can be an equalizer if you're running a longer run on the treadmill, is you overheat. There's no wind. And I made sure I didn't turn the air conditioning on. I didn't have the fan above me on. I made sure that I got drenched. So good workout. And just taking it day by day. Nothing can stop me. But yeah, I've been eating pretty healthy. A lot of protein, a lot of vegetables. My girlfriend's been on a tear in the kitchen. Barbecue chicken. We got this stuff, which she told me I would like it, so I brought it for lunch one day, and she said don't ask what's in it. There's tofu in it, I found out, but it is good. It is, even though I don't like the thought of tofu, it actually is good. There's some Jamaican jerk chicken that's being marinated, and grapes. Okay, grapes are my favorite snack. All right, Chris Mako made a video about eating disorders or like overeating, binge eating. I have that problem too. But my advice for anyone who feels like they always feel like ravenous, like they have to always eat something, just eat something healthy. Like, don't punish yourself. Like, oh, I can't eat. You know, drink plenty of water. That keeps you full. And if you eat little baby carrots or grapes, which have a lot of water content, and they will fill you up fast. And it's healthy too. So that's what I try to do is I try to tell my girlfriend not to buy any unhealthy snacks. And then I just reach for, you know, something healthy when I'm hungry. Bananas, obviously. Quinoa, avocado, black beans. Like, there's just tons of stuff in here that we just mix around. Almond milk. I always drink almond milk with my cereal. That's good.
How far did you go?
21.
Let's see that watch.